Alright, so how about an update here on the project lawn across the street? So it's been 1 month tomorrow since we actually did this seeding. Although we did this a little early this year, we wanted to do this so that we could get this bluegrass going as much as possible before the winter season this year. And it's still kind of lagging along. We've had some challenges here in terms of our weather, which of course has been very, very dry and very, very hot. We've had one time this year when it actually rained on this. All the rest of the time, it has just been our own irrigation. So that's been kind of difficult, but we've been keeping up with it as much as we possibly can, and it's been going fairly well considering no rain at all. Let's take a look at what's going on. There's a few areas here we need to focus on and overseed yet, because I think what happened at the beginning part here was that over in this corner we had an actual sprinkler head, but it was trying to get coverage all the way over into this section, and it wasn't getting quite enough water, I think, during that part. Up near the house over here, where we had most of the heaviest parts of our watering coming from sprinklers over on that side, this one in the corner, that came in a lot better there, and so I'm pretty sure that's what happened there, but that's okay. It's not the end of the world by any means. There's grass in here. We just need to overseed now and hope that we're going to get some cooler temperatures and some rain coming this fall so that this will start to fill itself in better than it is right now. Let's also remember that this is a bluegrass lawn predominantly, so we put down the majority to intend for it to be the majority of a bluegrass lawn and some ryegrass holding on. So the ryegrass came in about exactly how I expected it would. It's not extremely thick at this point, which is what we wanted, because we wanted the bluegrass to fill in all of those other sections and really make that tight sort of bluegrass look. What's also happened though is that bluegrass will not win any sprint when it comes to a race, I can tell you that. So it's very, very slow, and it sits there for a while here after you plant it. You start to see the seed come up, you get excited about it, and then it sits there for a while and doesn't really want to do anything. But as we get into this cooler weather here, it should start to fill in more. We're about to add some more fertilizer to this and do a program here this fall of feeding it more often, which I will explain as we get going on that too. But let's take a look closely at what's going on. So the first thing you may notice here is some of this Tenacity bleaching. So Tenacity was the weed control that we used on this at the time of seeding, and then also a round went down about 5 days ago, I think, somewhere around there. So what happens with it is you're actually going to get some of these grass blades. So they start to turn white like this, and it's not a big deal. It happens especially on ryegrass. It's a little more susceptible to that bleaching, but it takes about 2 weeks time or so for that bleaching to sort of wear itself off, because the leaves of the plant have to grow out. You keep mowing off all of this white stuff. Not a big deal, but we had some crabgrass issues going on, so we wanted another round of Tenacity. It's looking like this round did it pretty well. This is a piece of crabgrass that's been hit really good with Tenacity. We have mowed this a couple times, and I did not get footage of the first couple mows, so I'm sorry about that, but I didn't get that done. I just have so many projects going on right now. We have been using a manual reel mower on this, basically the same type of thing that I have been doing the last couple years on my renovations, keeping up with every other day reel mowing on it, and it's been dried out enough that we can actually do that. And that's something that can occur and actually kill some of the grass. It happens a lot in a humid and warm environment, so overnight when the grass would get some dew on it and it was sitting there all night, we had some difficulty with that. So some of that was taken out from that right there. Then also in this section you'll see some crabgrass, and it's turning pretty white now from the Tenacity, so that's doing a pretty good job. Now many of you have asked about watering and when should you switch up your watering from going very frequently with seed to heavier amounts. So we've actually changed now to a majority of going with heavier watering, especially because of how hot it was. So we changed to probably twice a day, heavier during the hottest parts of the day, so maybe like late morning and then mid-afternoon. And then we have let that sit and try to dry out before it gets to nighttime and it sits wet all night. You just don't want it to be sitting wet all night with humid weather and with warm weather. So that's kind of been the plan. It's been working better, but now we need to do some overseeding. So as I mentioned, bluegrass will fill in, but if you have a section like this section right here, there's a few bluegrass plants in here, but it is not thick enough for me to feel like this whole area of coverage is going to be filling in anytime soon. I mean, it probably would by maybe next spring sometime as things get more aggressive, but I need some more seed into a few areas. So at this point, I'd say about a month in, after you maybe have mowed and you can kind of tell where your really, really thin areas are at, then I would consider overseeding. So all I'm going to do is put some seed down on here and cover it again. Light layer of peat moss or whatever you were using to cover it, and that way I can make sure that I try to get some more seed going in this section. So it's kind of all about your level of patience and what you would like to wait for. Me, I'm not really wanting to wait so long on getting a bluegrass lawn. So if you have a thin bluegrass lawn right now and you just want to let it go for a while, you want to fertilize it and you want to let it go until next year before it gets thicker, that's okay too. It's fine. It's just right now I see some areas that could use some seed, and I'm not just going to wait for them to fill in personally. So the plan here is going to be another round of fertilizer, as I said, very soon. That should get us to push some of this growth more, and then I'm going to be using some of the liquids that I've been using the last couple years every few weeks in light doses to push this along through our better fall weather here. Keep up with your mowing at that same time. You're going to have some great results yet coming this fall. So although this looks thin, this is only a yard that's a month old. Not really surprised by that at all. I'm pretty happy with the current situation for the most part. There are those few areas that I'd like to work on and focus on. That's all you have to do, is just keep an eye on everything, just keep going at it, and you're gonna get there, I can guarantee you that. If there's anything I missed here question wise, just please leave a comment down in the comment section. I'll try to get to as much as I can. Thanks so much for watching this video. We'll see you next time. It's amazing how early summer seems so far away. The bright green life all around us before the summer drought had hit.
Fiona, are you warm already?
The dogs always enjoy life in the sunshine. Well, that is until they're outside for a few minutes and then it's too hot. Joey's found the air conditioning again.
Smart little dude, aren't you, Joe?
I've been hard at work this year, but I never pass up a good meal on the grill and summer moments with friends. No, I like to film things like where I can do the filming and I'm not in the video. It's a nice little thing here. I like this.
It's like, I want to put some barbecue on that, please.
One morning we headed out of town to my in-laws. My wife needed a new desk and her dad has built nearly all the furniture in her office already. So it's time to add another piece to the collection. My father-in-law has a great shop. Make me feel nothing like I feel when I look in your eyes. But looking outside, you'll also see a terrific landscape. So peaceful and inspiring all at the same time. I give him credit for sparking my interest in the pride of owning a home. While I was taking in the sights and sounds, the desk was taking shape. But when I really thought about it, it was so much more than that. It's working together with those you love. It's something built out of thin air with experienced hands. It's time that you'll never get back that you just might want to stop and cherish. And what you'll learn in the end is that it was never about a desk.